Hey, y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Hope you're doing fantastic on this hump day. Go out and hump. So, I actually had a whole different live I was gonna do. I was gonna load up the StreamYard. We were gonna go over that Brianna Joy versus Michael Eric Dyson piece. I think I'm gonna save that for Saturday. Clay Travis actually upended that. They don't get it. And the fact of the matter that they don't get it, they'll just keep proving to you that they don't get it. They're starving for content, family. We have starved them out. The West Coast people, what do y'all call it? Stalling them out? Nah, we not stalling nobody out anymore. We gonna let them starve. They don't even understand what the term woke is, and they've had 2 to 70 years to figure out what woke is, and they still miss it. Yeah, well, Jay, we were going to start with that. He's the same one who wrote in a blog post that woke is dead in sports, and now you talking about how the NBA is woke. Oh my God. This is why I get to, they sound like the video game bros who can't articulate why they don't like a video game. They can only focus on one thing that they feel as though it should never be in a video game, like a transgender character. I don't understand this. Okay, so for those who don't have X, and I understand. By the way, follow me on Blue Sky. Um, he wrote this post yesterday, precisely at 12:30. So I already know that they're just writing these at times. I'm thinking he getting paid, but that is. Um, he wrote NBA ratings continue to tank, down 28% on ESPN to all-time lows so far this season. Maybe LeBron, Popovich, and Kerr need to start celebrating dunks with the Trump dance. Woke sports destroyed the NBA fan base. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, Clay Travis, we're gonna have a very, very heartfelt and honest conversation this morning. Because I don't think you want, I think you just opened the door that you don't want open, but you opened it, so I'm going to invite you in, sit you down, and explain something to you. You're partly right. The NBA did go woke, but it wasn't when LeBron, Popovich, and Kerr started talking about their politics. Because truth of the matter is, if all three of them, well, we'll take LeBron out because you don't like black people. Um, and before you tell me that you do, we already saw the situation you had with Jason Whitlock, but that's another subject for another day. I ain't caping for him. I'm just trying to tell you a story. If Popovich and Kerr were sounding like a bunch of white supremacists, you would have said the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs are two of the greatest teams that ever played sports. You would have said R.C. Buford is the NBA version of Jerry Jones. Let's just call it what it is. You don't like them because they are purporting themselves as white liberals. Let's just call it what it is. I don't watch the NBA because somebody's politics aligns with mine. I watch it because I like the Knicks. But since you want to talk about woke so much in the NBA, let's talk about woke. You know why the NBA ratings are down? There's no storylines. Star players aren't playing every game. But the main reason why it's woke, and y'all gonna like this, but trolls that show up in here, they're not gonna like it. It's the fact that they promote European players who are not that great. I said it. It had to be said, and somebody had to say it. Y'all promoted the Europeans too much. Let's rap. Y'all changed all the rules, not y'all, the NBA. NBA changed all the rules to open up scoring because they thought that the games were going to be more exciting because everybody's scoring, everybody's shooting threes. Even the 15th man on the bench is shooting 33s a season, which is you've never seen this. The NBA decided to move more into the European space because they started getting that money. They started getting them European dollars. So they said, okay, let's start bringing over more of these European players who we know if the NBA was the way it was before the rule changes, they never would have survived. And y'all kept promoting Luca, y'all kept promoting Nikola, y'all kept promoting Josh Giddey, the Edie kid, Chet Holmgren. You started promoting all these players who would get owned on the street. Torian, we're gonna get to that in a second because I'm gonna prove that they already did it, but they didn't have to say it. Y'all didn't care about the NBA until them white boys showed up. Then when the white boys showed up, NBA started promoting them, started putting them above the black players, which is their prerogative. That's fine. But what did you see, family? Luca always complains. Nicola always complains. You saw how they treated Josh Giddey. He had a charge, an allegation put on him. They didn't even want to sit up there and investigate it. You had Luke Longley all the way in Australia and other Australian basketball legends and aficionados and movers and shakers down there saying, we're not going to send no more Australian players up there if y'all go forward with this. And miraculously, the investigation dies. If that ain't woke, I don't know what is. But you said politics being in the NBA, that made it woke. Newsflash, Clay. Maybe you forgot, but Tim Donaghy, a white man, brought politics into the NBA when he was accused and found guilty of rigging games for money. Congress got involved. Politics showed up. Caitlin Clark is woke, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all don't want me to say that, but we're going to say it. Caitlin Clark is the ultimate woke player from the WNBA. Not Asia Wilson and the Aces, them trying to fight for sponsorships, not the LGBTQ agenda. Yeah, the clean cut Midwestern white girl. That is the ultimate woke symbol for the WNBA. Y'all wanted to see it was Angel Reese. Y'all wanted to say Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. It was them. No, it was some white girl that y'all started watching 3 years ago. If that's not woke, I don't know what is. Tori brought up the NHL. Y'all didn't give a damn about hockey. But what did y'all focus on when y'all did? Y'all focused on PK Subban, the black player, because he was making statements. He was getting attention. Then y'all started saying something. Maybe y'all don't know this, but when he got married to his wife, who's white, they were giving him all type of help. Now he's out of the league. He's a commentator. Ain't saying shit no more now, are they? If that ain't woke, I don't know what is. They tell on themselves all the time. They have no concept of what woke is. Woke sports destroyed the NBA fan base. Mm. Y'all gotta see these comments though. So this Josh person said the same thing I just said. The players aren't playing, and it's too many three pointers. They actually tried to blame Steph Curry for that. Okay, um, no two shooters are the same, but somebody said you drive to the middle, dish out for a three over and over again. Somebody brought up the fact that they're in bed with China. Like, okay, I think China has a lot more important issues than the WNBA. And when's the last time they did a game in China? Never mind. Um, Somebody said basketball just sucks. Period. A ball going through a guarded net 100 times a night, so exciting. Yeah, yeah, that's why they've been in business for over 70 years. I mean, 50 years, right? Okay, let them tell it. The NBA is the worst major league sports product out right now. It's WWE. Spreads are unbettable. Attendance is a crapshoot because stars sit every other game. Legit, no effort except from one or two teams. You don't know they're not going to play until you buy the tickets. But go ahead, go off. Boring all around. NFL slash NCAA football and basketball, along with hockey, too much to handle right now for the NBA. Sir, um, nobody cares about the NCAA until about February. The NFL has not been exciting this season because most of the teams are playing middle of the road, and they just want to see Kansas City lose. I know Torrey, but notice how they only focused on him. They focused on nobody else, and nobody really watches hockey till after Christmas. That's when the ratings traditionally start going up. But let y'all tell it. Somebody said I quit watching years ago because of LeBron. It became WWE when they drafted his son to play with him. So it became WWE the last couple months. I tell you, they dumb. And coaches dressing in gym wear is a holdover from the COVID era that needs to go. Okay, so they're not wearing suits. It's funny, I don't say nothing about that with them coaches in football. They never wear suits like they used to. But let you tell. This is what I mean, family. They're not. This is the white vote. They will do. They're dooming us all. Look at this one. Well, going to a game anymore is more like a circus. Dancers, blimps dropping prizes. They've gotten so far away from basketball. It's like endless next corporate sponsorship and every buzzer break. At every buzzer break. You can tell this person's never gone to a game. Do you know how long the Knicks City Dancers have been operating? The Lakers cheerleaders, some of the most famous cheerleaders on the planet. Every NBA team has cheerleaders, sir. They have a dance team. That's their point. They go out during breaks to keep the crowd engaged. He didn't know that they do prizes during halftime. My God. The first and third quarters, they shoot t shirts. They didn't know this. Somebody said they should go out of business. I'm like, okay, you do realize that'll affect you, right? $100 plus tickets don't help either. Where are you buying $100 tickets? Oh Lord. You hate the 3-point shot. Move the line back 10 feet. A dumbass. They moved the line back 10 feet. So now you want 40-foot 3-pointers. They can actually shoot those now. LeBron destroyed it by wanting to be friends with everyone. Okay. Everything woke to look at fact check true. My family and I haven't watched or attended an NBA game. Everything woke turns to ish. Oh my God. Oh man. So sad. Well, that was Clay Travis. Now we get to old Roland. Roland, $350,000 for a 30-minute interview with Kamala Harris, and then you tell everybody it was for advertising. What YouTube budget would somebody pay $350,000 to one channel for advertising? And what exactly were you advertising? This is this is your balloon payment for all those times you were shilling your Cash App and your Venmo and your PayPal. Roland Martin, I know you're in your 50s. You don't realize this because every time you talk with the black grassroots, you come off like a fool. You get run off the street. Sir, that $350,000, that check you took, you just sold away your credibility. Maybe you don't realize this, but everything now that that's come out, everything you say going forward is now going to be met with even more skepticism than before. I get to now I get to critique every sentence you're going to say in the future, every single one. The fourth sentence after you introduce yourself and say good evening to your audience, I'm going to say that somebody paid you to say that. That's not sincere. I can now say you got paid $350,000 to lie. You did all that chilling just to talk to Command, which, like I wrote on X, she's going to come out and say that she's not black next year. You watch what I tell you. But you took that money, conducted an interview where we learned nothing. Your audience didn't learn a thing out of that interview, except that you have tensions with Lloyd Austin and the rest of them. But now, did you know, family, that he lost a potential in with the DNC? It came out yesterday that there were the DNC laid off a whole bunch of people. Hmm. Hmm. You don't believe me? I figured you didn't. Bingo. This was a press release that came out from the DNC union. Yes, they have a union. We're going to read this. A betrayal of party values. DNC staff union statement on staff layoffs. The DNC staff union released the following statement on the news that permanent DNC staff have been laid off with 1 day's notice and no severance. Roland Martin, this is your fault. Statement for immediate release. Press.dncunion@gmail.com. November 18th. So that was Monday. The Democrat National Committee is facing the fallout of callous and short sighted mismanagement by senior leadership. Starting Wednesday night, permanent employees were notified of their termination effective Friday with no severance pay. DNC leadership refuses to disclose to the DNC staff union the full extent of these layoffs and whether additional cuts are planned. These cuts go far beyond typical campaign turnover and impact employees who were previously told their positions would be retained after the election. Chair Jamie Harrison and Executive Director Sam Cornell refused to address the staff face to face and have offered no explanation for how these cuts were decided. Despite record breaking fundraising, the DNC failed to provide any financial support to those who have tirelessly served the Democratic Party in its mission. Unlike the Harris Walz campaign, which provided 3 weeks of severance to its staff, the DNC's senior leadership has chosen to leave loyal staff scrambling to cover rent, medical expenses, and child care costs. Among those now facing financial uncertainty are workers expecting new children and single parents who have dedicated their lives to our party. Scores of experienced staff, some of who have been here as many as 4 decades, will see their institutional knowledge vanish overnight due to this rush mass layoff. The individuals whose decisions throughout the campaign created this situation remain on payroll while these workers are left with nothing. The DNC staff is proud of the values that our party stands for. We want to make it clear, however, that the principles we champion on the national stage have been disregarded in our own workplace. The process of regaining the trust of the American people must start with living our party's values. We call on leadership to align the DNC's actions with our principles by one, offering severance to every permanent employee who was laid off, and two, addressing your staff honestly and transparently. Only then we can begin to move forward as a party. It's funny though, Roland, because I went on YouTube and I wanted to see something. I wanted to see if you were going to address that. Remember, this came out 2 days ago. Now, maybe I didn't see it, but it kind of sounds like you didn't bring it up. I'm gonna look again. So 12 days ago, you mentioned about the Democratic PAC that they should get everybody out. Um, I'm not seeing it, Roland. You're streaming the Committee on Oversight and Accountability hearing. Okay. Um, yeah, Roland, I'm not seeing this. You talked about the white man who said the N word. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Why aren't you? Oh, because you would be considered a hypocrite. Can't have that. Can't have that. Hello, Miss Niecy. Roland, you wanna, come on, brother. You should have a conversation about this. You contributed to all those people. You've contributed to all those people losing their jobs. Maybe this was your move. And before you left this, try to come at me. I don't want to hear it because y'all were the same ones when Ronna McDaniel got fired from the RNC. Y'all were cheering. So take this L. Everybody's grift is over. Now they're saying Oprah got 2.5 million, not the 1 million. Oh boy. Mm, mm. What have I said? They will switch ideologies based on the issue. Mm. Anyway, how are y'all doing this morning? Mm. I think I'm going to create a new series called The Griff is Over. And we're just going to start chronicling people and entities who are losing every time. Mm, mm, mm. And they're so unserious about this family. Remember how they were hating on Beyonce a few weeks ago? Now they're loving on her again because she's going to go play a concert at halftime during the Texans Cowboy game. Now she's back in their good graces. They talking about some. Oh, guess what? She's probably going to announce the Cowboy Carter tour. Oh, they are so unserious. I want to see a members only stream about that job situation. Oh, don't worry. It's coming soon, the way it's looking. I figure I got a few more weeks there. I'm just waiting on this one job to get back to me. And if that works out, oh yeah, there will be. I'm spilling everything. Well, look. Then you might be getting another one. Look who decided to say something early in the morning. You gotta love them, family. Uh, mm, mm. He's so upset at what black people are saying to him. But he making all this money, right? This is what he told us. He's making all this money. It shouldn't be a concern about what black people are doing. We broke and you the immigrant that make all their dreams come true. But you so worried about black people. Mm, mm, mm. But he'll learn one day. Now let's ask, do you think the NBA is woke? Hmm. Look at this tweet from that Riley Gaines fool. She wrote, "My husband moved to America from England for college 6 years ago. We got married over 2.5 years ago. He still doesn't have a green card because he won't get the vaccine. They don't force illegal immigrants to get the jab, just the legal ones." Um, you're kind of saying that your husband, you married him to keep him here. He came here for school. Okay, he went to school 6 years ago. So either he on a visa. Trump don't care. The way y'all told it, right? He don't care, right? Everybody got to go. No, it sound like everybody got to go. Trump don't care. He'll wait till he might send your husband back. I'm just saying, you don't know how that asshole is. Um, hey Cosmo, DM me that exchange. I wanna go mess it up. DM me that link. I wanna go mess it up. We'll do it live. You shouldn't be concerned with the racism on X. Okay. I bet you they'll be the same ones who will be online when Elon sells that app. They'll be the same ones saying this is a great day. Maybe I'll go get an X account now. Oh yeah. Y'all see what happened to Leno? I'm not laughing at what happened to him. That's just fucked up. This man rolled down a whole hill instead of taking an Uber. He over here looking like Nick Fury from an alternate Earth. Mm. Pro-Palestinian immigrant attacks German woman in Berlin. You're a white person. You have no right to tell us what to do. White people should step the F back. All right. Oh, by the way, that why does he have a patch on his eye? Because he fell down a hill in Pittsburgh because he didn't want to walk around from his hotel. He didn't want to walk a mile and a half down the hill to go get something to eat. He thought he could make the hill, and the hill was 60 feet, and he tumbled down that motherfucker. Fucked his whole shit up. Fucked his eye up. Fucked his hand up. I'm finna let you know what y'all want to listen to it. Here it goes. Wait, no, hold on. I gotta adjust it. Hold on. I gotta put on the sound because I have it in the headphones. Sound. There we go. Oh my gosh, Jay Leno is all bruised up. The left side of his face is black and blue. His eye is swollen shut. And look at his injured wrist. I broke my wrist. Broke his wrist. Nail on the finger. And then I'm back black and blue. The comedian says he fell down a 60-foot hill. I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. Let me take a. The hill doesn't look that steep. We ain't got to see nothing else. Ooh, Cosmo sent the link. Yeah, Kevin Samuels group. What are you doing? What are you doing in a Kevin Samuels group? Cosmo, what are we doing? You got to explain this to me, brother. Oh, my screen went out again. There you go. I think my screen shut off because I was putting something in. It, well, that time I did that. Let me see. All right, whatever. Oh, oh, it's private. I can't get in. Never mind. It's private. Fuck it. It's a private group. I'm not asking. I'm not asking to get in. I don't need them Facebook groups like that. Back to Jay Leno falling down a hill. Your poor face. Jay Leno says he was staying at a Hampton Inn about 30 miles outside of Pittsburgh on Saturday night when he wanted to have dinner at a local restaurant before his show. Instead of walking a mile and a half down the road, he decided to take a shortcut down the hill. Not a good idea. This is believed to be the steep incline he tumbled down. Well, I hit a bunch of us. He was 60 feet. Incredibly, the famous workaholic legend performed just 3 hours later without even taking a day off to nurse his injuries. Last night, he was back at it again, performing at a comedy show. What do y'all notice about this? I mean, Miss Niecy, if that's true, I mean, it is what it is. I barely post on him, but the only thing I said political over there was Elon finna sell the app. That's all I said. So I haven't seen anybody shill about the DNC over there. But I mean, we'll see. But what do you notice about this picture? I don't see no black people. I guess that's not his target audience. It's all good though. Beverly Hills. This is just the latest mishap to afflict Leno in recent years. In November 2022, he was severely burned in a fire inside his garage. I went to the Grossman Burn Center and I got a new face. That's a brand new ear. Leno needed skin grafts, and there he is undergoing hyperbaric therapy at the world-renowned Grossman Burn Center in Los Angeles. Tomorrow night, he'll perform at Comedy for a Cause in Hermosa Beach to raise money for the Burn Foundation. His thank you for saving his life. Will you be able to see again? That'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. Mm, mm. Everybody kept saying he got beat up because he owed people money. All right. I mean, I don't care. Mm. But yeah, family, that's the current situation that's going on here. They're still trying they're still trying to bring up woke, and it's just horrible. And Roland's credibility, he not that he had much to work with anyway, but now it's severely in the toilet. Everything he you can question him on now, he can't fight back on. Because they're gonna be like, listen, you you took money. Justice Smollett, I didn't even know you were still on X. You barely say anything. Just is a lot of things, but the N word used jumped up 500% by non-black folks when Elon took it over. What about hip hop? Black people worship. Oh Lord. So we're gonna bring up rappers now. We worship rappers. Oh, white people and their fascination with rappers. Yet y'all were going crazy when Taylor Swift was rapping. Anytime some white female artist starts rapping on a song, y'all lose y'all mind. Y'all lose your mind. Y'all were loving on Eminem for decades. And he was just about as degenerate as any rapper that y'all bring up today. The man literally made a whole song talking about he wanted to kill his mama. But y'all cool with that. Look, you want to victimize. White people telling you you want to be victimized. Y'all get victimized by your government every day and y'all don't say nothing. Until black people say something, then you get courage. No one here is defeated. What? Yes, Miss Nisi, we talked about Roland taking $350,000 from Command Me. He can't talk to nobody ever again about how he has all this journalistic integrity. Um, yeah, that's them right there. The doctor in Arkansas was walking around his office naked, and he ejaculated on a woman. There you go. There you go. But we degenerates. Maybe he was trying to prove that he took a shower. Well, Nadi, you got to be careful because according to Myron and them, is the Jews that are doing all that. You got to be careful. Got to be careful because you know Myron Gaines, Emerald Fudel's logic is unchallenged and unflawed. Yet every time he's in a space with re-ups, he gets cooked and he starts muting. Um, well, Cosmo, all you have to do, since he's Hispanic, apparently, all you got to say is, I bet you wouldn't say that if you were at your job and they started making Spanish jokes, or if everybody walked in there with a sombrero, even though you're probably not Mexican. I don't think you would like that. Or someone, you told everybody you were Puerto Rican and they started doing Dominican stuff. I don't think you would like that too tough. But, they're not smart, Cosmo. You know this. Well, Nadi, if he goes to Ben Shapiro would actually win a debate. But haven't you noticed? Where's Torian? I'm sure he's probably getting ready for his live. Haven't you noticed they don't even bring up Ben Shapiro no more? I just want y'all to understand that. Nobody's even mentioning. It's been 2 weeks since this election. Nobody's mentioned Ben Shapiro one time. Nobody's doing content on Candace Owens. But Black MAGA and the rest of these shows were told that they were gonna have a place in the MAGA kingdom. But they can't get around the fact that a black MAGA person was told that they were just a vote. Pancakes had to come outside and tell everybody, I just discovered beef tallow. He never heard of it. He never heard of tallow. Oh, Susan Smith parole hearing is up. She's trying again. Let's look. We can look together. Let's see. She will appear before. Oh, this was an hour ago. Maybe they don't have it. Maybe they don't have it live stream. Ooh, they do. Yes, we're gonna hear this. Let's go. Get some. Get some. You're trying to say he was a Depp shill? Uh huh. Damn, that's how she looks now. Damn, she's old, bruh. Wait, are y'all trying to say she crazy and she need to go home? She need to get out of jail and go to the puzzle factory? Is that what y'all saying? Are you serious? Let me see. They said it was on YouTube. Maybe they got a better food. They really try to say that she need to go home because she crazy. It looks like the same thing. All right. Yeah, we'll use this one. Look, ABC News's YouTube channel is covering it. That yo, the comments are giving her the business. Look at the comments; they're giving her the business. No, what I mean, home touring. I mean, they're probably gonna send her to Puzzle Factory. Well, it's white supremacy. You know they're gonna try to send her home. Suicide. Yeah, no, yeah, the Puzzle Factory, Senator Arkham. Hell yes. Then she become a whole supervillain. Now, Tori, let me tell you something. If they send her home, MAGA finna recruit her. That's whole first step right there. No, that would be second step. Jesus Christ. She'll be at the inauguration. My Lord. Somebody said she's been in jail for 30 years and didn't finish her degree. Yup, she's perfect MAGA. MAGA love them some dropouts. Hmm. Can y'all hear it? I still got my thing in. I still got my earpieces in. Dark Knight Hello. Well, I saw the I think the family's there. I think that's them in the corner, in the right hand corner. Miss Nisa, you got to eat in smaller doses. Damn, man, you still talking? Jesus. If you don't remember, she blamed black people for taking and killing her kids. Uh huh. She killed her kids and blamed black people for it. Why are you fighting? You know what? Whatever. You know what's funny? They didn't want to. They didn't want to air on national TV for Marcellus Williams, but they all stopped themselves to go do this one. Mm, nasty work.
We just tough through these terrible situations, and that's how it's done.
Will
It's
you
not
get off
done
my
that way.
screen, goddamn?
There were some attempts to get some sort
Make
of
sure. Okay.
psychological help for her after a couple of suicide attempts.
I know she a white woman.
Never
I know.
went anywhere. She was the child.
I just find it funny.
The adults in the picture did not, and blame them. I think it was the Times. Did not
Damn, this
see
white man can
and
talk,
try
boy.
to understand the depth and the significance of this and what it was going to produce at a later date. Severe depression. Um, Potentially depression after the birth of her last child, which was also undiagnosed, and that postpartum depression that existed in a severe situation. Um, just in culmination, I apologize for reading
What?
something to the board, but I've looked at so much material.
Oh my
and
God.
beg
They really don't know what
attention for
Cosmo. They really don't know what
so
goes on in this world.
and read this because I think it summarizes everything that I've been talking about and everything that Susan wanted to talk about what happened. She said to me, and this was not in preparation for parole, I found this buried in a bunch of documents.
Oh my God. Here we go.
And it is from Susan. And she says,
What she says?
this is what happened to me on October 25th, 1994. I lost touch with reality.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts were not rational,
Mm-hmm.
nor logic. I don't think I understood that if I allowed this car to go into the lake, that I would never see my children again. The finality of it was not real to me because my thoughts were so screwed up at the time. My mind, I thought, was doing what was best for them. I knew Jesus would take better care of them than I could. I was truly.
No, Cameron. She blamed more than one black man.
There are no easy explanations and not.
No, it's not the judge. It's the parole board.
How can you make sense of something that is senseless? And I think that shows the remorse that she's had. She's lived with this for forever since this thing.
Oh, Black Justice. Good morning. Multiple interviews. You gotta remember, she did more than one interview.
Remorse is difficult.
With the husband holding on her shoulder.
That I presented for years is to how do you say, how do you demonstrate remorse? People do it in different manners. Mm-hmm. And I always look for that. I always ask my clients, and look for the remorse. I could see the pain on her face. It was so difficult. Talking about things were extremely difficult.
What are y'all eating for lunch today? This is how much I care about this.
Talk about them. It's just because it was so hard to talk about them. So I think that she is truly remorseful for what happened. And I think she would do anything in the world to bring these children back.
Oh my
But
God. Are
the
you
thing that
serious,
the next
dude?
consideration in this presentation is really changes. What changes has she made in herself in prison? One of the things I think is
No,
important
y'all just
is
said
that
she
she has no
didn't finish her
crisis.
degree, so she really ain't changed nothing.
Nothing that would lead up to believe that someone would be capable of a crime of this nature, which I think is also indicative of what their risk is if the board was inclined to allow her to participate on parole. I don't think that was as a risk, and I think that's what our counselor, who had seen her on a regular basis for a number of years, also indicated that
That's
it
not
was
a bad
very
lunch, Brooklyn
low risk.
Queen.
She's been IRC chairman.
That's a lot of starch,
Within the
though.
institution, that means something. You're voted on by your peers, and it is an honor to be in that position. She has been a math tutor in education. She's helped numerous inmates obtain their GED. She's been in
But she didn't finish her degree.
program, prison fellowship, which is I think is
Oh,
extremely
here we go with the God
to
shit.
her.
Here we go.
She's much stronger in her faith
Uh-huh.
than she has ever been,
Uh-huh.
and that is a comfort for her. It's something that that she enjoys. It's something that is extremely important. Jumpstart, good program. She's been in that program. She would actually like to go to Jumpstart if the board would consider her for parole. He has been out of the program for a couple of years, and that would be
Parole.
She would have to do some other things for
Yep.
that to happen. So that's why we have chosen that she would go and live with her brother. Good, solid.
Well, Cameron, if she would have done that, she would have had to pay child support.
To help her in any manner. And
I think she even admitted that.
one thing I've noticed from the family and friends is that we mourn with her the pain of this crime, but
we mourn with her. We mourn for them kids. What are you talking about?
That, for her, and which is a
we mourn with her.
Was going to consider her for parole. One of the other things I've noticed is giving back to the community. She's made arts and crafts that she's donated to charity. She's helped St. Jude's. She's helped staff members. She said that an insight into what's going on with her stand on her own 2 feet. Not to be
Look at what, yo, ABC, yo, whoever's doing this remote, they ain't shit. They kept it on her. They want you to feel sympathy.
And the importance of mental health. I think that comes back into what we're talking about. It's not an excuse, but it is certainly some indication or maybe explanation as to what was going on. The goals, and this is my final area for my presentation, is that I don't think she'll ever be able to forgive herself. That is something that she struggles with forever. I don't think that creates a danger to anyone, except particularly maybe a danger to her. Her medications, her mental health medications, have been balanced well by the Department of Corrections.
So it's going to get better on the outside.
As she ever has. I think that she is able to establish goals and what she would like to do in her life. And I think on the top of that list is to give back and to try to help others. She said that no one should suffer in the way that in their treatment. There is help available, and she wants to help to get out and maybe help to promote that that concept that there's help out.
Child killer wants to help mental health people. Lord.
She said she'd like to live a quiet life.
Quiet life.
If granted parole, and maybe that is the best thing about this situation. From that type of situation is that if she's granted parole, it is for life. And she will be supervised and she will be monitored by the Department of Probation and Parole Services for the rest of her life. She said that she would welcome that because that is
Because she get to breathe free air and eat cheeseburgers. Man, if y'all don't go somewhere.
That she can reach out to, and she said that that would be a vital and instrumental part of her life. She loves animals. She said that would like to find a job helping with dogs and cats. I often ask
oh my God! So she's gonna kill the dogs and cats now.
You could choose, and you could make these wishes come true.
You know who she looked like?
You know, what is the job?
She looked like the woman on the bus in Speed after old boy told him nobody else getting off except the driver, and she tried to leave, and then he blew up the bus.
And I think
And she felt in between.
The care for animals and being.
Oh yeah, her name was Helen, by the way. That's who she looked like.
Area of help. In closing,
the Zoom is about to knock itself out.
She has indicated to me that her desire is to make her life mean something. Something other than the things that she has done to make a positive impact in her life. I talked to somebody.
Oh my God! He just said he was about to finish up. He about to go into another diatribe.
That told me state they were at the trial, and they said that their impression of
okay.
living to die.
Okay, he just earned it.
I think the more that I have,
he just earned it.
Been talking to her and preparing this case that maybe I do. I think that has been Susan's life, is living to die for the things that she has done. And I think that what she's asking today is to ask the board to consider a parole for her, so maybe she can make something positive out of a horrific situation. I want to thank you for your time. I know I've taken a lot of time today. I would just ask if you would please consider her for release.
Yes, now you see the files. Thank God he's finished. Calm down, Smash Bros. She's wearing hella makeup. Calm down. Look on what. There was a black woman in the back.
First of all, I want to say how.
Here you go.
Very sorry I am.
How sorry I am. I ain't mean to kill my children and blame black people. I'm sorry. Bruh. Bruh, I'm out of here.
Okay, Susan.
Bruh.
Just talk with us. I know what I did was horrible. Yeah. And I would give anything if I could go back and change it. And I love Michael and Alice with all my heart.
Ms. Smith, were you under the influence of drugs or alcohol the night that you murdered your children?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Your attorney talked about working with mental health. Is that helpful to you?
Ma'am?
Mr. Thomas talked about the fact that you were working with mental health, and my question is that helpful to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that something that you would be willing to continue with on the outside if you were granted parole?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Smith, your crime took a lot of resources from the law enforcement community. What, if anything, would you say to the folks who worked so hard to find your children if you had the opportunity to speak to them today?
That I'm sorry that I put them through that. I really, really am. And I'm especially sorry to the Irish.
Y'all probably go off.
I wish I could take that back. I didn't lie to get away with it. I really didn't. I was just scared.
Did she just say she didn't lie to get away with it?
The people that loved him, that they would never see him again. I didn't know how I could tell David he couldn't see his son again.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I know
That black woman in the back probably laughing. What is this?
I know this just sound like words, but they come from my heart. They really do.
Right. One of the things that we review is your institutional record, and you've had some infractions throughout the
Oh my God, she had infractions. Oh, you ain't finna get out.
the use of some narcotics. Do you have any?
You was on that narcotic? Yo.
I don't, ma'am, I don't.
And you had a recent disciplinary infraction just a few months ago.
God damn.
So why should this board think that if we grant you parole that you're going to go out
And be a model citizen.
Society if you do not follow the rules within the institution?
Talk your shit. Go ahead. Let me see how you crying. Explain it.
Well, this last infraction,
Go ahead.
I was trusted the wrong person. This lady contacted me, and I trusted her. I thought she was going to do a documentary on mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And I really am not guilty of what they charged me with, and I have filed an appeal on that charge. And as far as your question,
Wait, they saying she has sex with guards in there. What? They dropping all the tea on her.
And the things that I have been found guilty of in here have been just stupidity. I just made.
So you just okay? She's not going home. She just said she did stuff in there that was stupid. So you gonna do stuff stupid on the outside?
It's been 10 years because I grew up and I knew that I needed to stop making my own decisions, and I did. I knew it was time to just.
Torian, ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that Thanksgiving meal in jail, from what I heard. Ain't nothing wrong with some canned beans.
I've learned from those mistakes.
They get the canned sweet potato. They actually get real pies that year.
Ma'am.
She wants some real alcohol. That's what she wants.
That you have learned while you have been incarcerated.
What have you learned? What did you learn, did?
That,
Uh-huh. Go ahead, talk about God.
People are important. That it's.
Talk about God.
Forgiveness and love.
She finna bring up God, watch.
Family is important, and that decisions we make not just affect us, but affect the people that
Go ahead, bring up Jesus. Go ahead.
And not to take things from people for granted.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us today that wasn't in your packet or that has not already been said?
I would just like to say that.
Cameron, if you do that, you off code.
I am a Christian, and
there it is. I told you she'd go bring up God. I'm a Christian. There it is.
And I know He has forgiven me, and it is by His grace and mercy that.
Told you she'd go bring up God.
I live by that every day, and I just ask that you show that same kind of mercy as well. And I guess, yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
You use that $1.50 for a scratch off. All right, get her off the screen.
Folks at Watkins, I need each of you to please state your name for the record and your relationship to Miss Smith. Ma'am, can we begin with you, please?
Calm down, Smash Bros. She wearing hella makeup. How y'all still got her on mic?
I do not, is it I? Yes, ma'am. I'm Ann Curry, and I'm her friend and, supporter of Susan.
Thank you, Ms. Curry. And sir, your name?
She still got supporters?
And
Oh Lord.
Okay, I'm Reverend Tom Curry.
There go Jesus.
I've known Susan briefly when she was a teenager, when I was called in for one session each, counseling about two different matters, once by her teacher and once by Susan.
So you done brought the Reverend. You done brought the Reverend. Oh my God, this is great. Torian, thank you for this piece of content. Thank you.
Weekly for the last 30 years.
Why he sound like he about to cry?
I did this because I felt that she needed somebody to.
Wait a minute, Peacher Boy about to start crying?
Was not
Oh my God.
experience, but that she could put her life back together because her life was in such turmoil when I was.
Oh my
And I think she's a
God.
different person now. And that's what I want to talk about when I get a chance to say a word about it. I have two hearing aids.
You leave Sheriff Gillespie alone.
But my mind's fine, and I'm just a retired Presbyterian minister alone.
Well, thank you, Mr. Curry. We appreciate that, and you're welcome. You're welcome to make
This
the
nigga,
statement that you would like to make right now.
this nincompoop finna really start crying.
All right. Okay, I want to start with her trial.
Mr. Curry, let me interrupt you before you get too far into that. We are not here to retry her case in any form or fashion. That is not.
Calm down, Smash Bros. She finna look like Blanche Devereaux in the next 10 years. Calm down, Smash Bros.
Would set the parameters of that parole. But in no way can we discuss the trial or retry her case. She was convicted of 2 counts of murder. If you'd like to speak to anything outside of that, you're welcome to.
Okay, now, I just want to say two things about the trial. I only went to the trial for one part of one morning to testify in the sentencing phase against the death penalty. And the two things that I picked up from the trial itself was one, a prison guard who became a female who said that she had not seen a criminal as remorseful as Susan was.
Are you serious?
And that she felt her remorse for what she had done was genuine. And the second thing was one of the jurors.
I'm a troll in there real fast. I'm finna troll in there real fast.
But one of the jurors said that she felt like that it would be harder for Susan to live with what she had done than to die. And I thought that was a true statement. And it certainly has been for Susan during her 30 years in prison, and especially the first part of her time that she was there. She attempted suicide several times, and she had a couple of run-ins where guards were able to use her.
I'd rather leave Mike Pence alone.
That's a bad situation, and was dealt with, and she was not the only prisoner involved.
Thank you, Mr. Curry. Thank you for your
Even she was like, I'm about to jigglypuff you, bruh. I don't know what you talking about. Shut off the mic.
Yes, please, and thank you for letting us speak. I just want to say that I really think
That really must be Mike Pence. He even got the spot where that roach was on his head. Get some.
Surrounded herself with a caring support community that advises and encourages her, and she listens to them. As Mr. Thomas said, she has done everything she can to prepare herself outside of prison and taking courses and learning.
Taking courses. She didn't even finish her degree.
Learning about other people and working on teams and projects together. And thirdly is both of them have said she is not the young woman who went into prison 30 years ago. She is much stronger.
Mm-hmm.
She has breathed and still breathing with all of us. But she's learned from it. And she has experienced paralyzing remorse. And so
Did she?
today she wants to begin to rebuild her life.
Oh, the father, Sybil, the father already, he already ethered her years ago.
For the last 2 years. Now, remember, I was promoted.
He got to talk again?
Once a week, pretty well every week. And then the last 2 years, I made my letters. I said, Susan, you live in a needy place. Right? Share God's love.
He gonna cry again. My Lord, what are we doing? He's gonna cry again.
And that's what I hope you all will give her the chance to do at this time. She's a very different person.
Stop crying. Why are we crying?
And I've probably been in contact with her, talking about spiritual things, but also just trying to enlarge her life by telling her about what's going on in the world.
Who man's is this?
She's the same age as one of my children.
Thank you, Mr. Curry.
Oh my God.
And all of the information. Mr. Thomas.
Oh my God.
No, ma'am. Nothing further than I really
Why does this man look like Mitch McConnell?
consider Susan's request.
Like 30 years ago.
Parole, I do believe that if we look at insight into things that we've done, and as far as things that we need to do to get out of Department of Corrections and to try to make our life worthwhile.
He look like any white supremacist from the 80s.
At that point. And I just again want to thank you.
I ain't gonna hold you. This probably look like one of our parents' bankers back in the day.
You would consider our presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Thank you, Ms. Smith, and thank you,
Yes,
Mr. and
ma'am.
Mrs. Curry. We certainly appreciate all
He
of
look
you
like
joining
any
us
80s
today.
TV show principal.
Please exit the rooms. We will have an answer for you later today. Thank you for joining us.
Later today.
Thank you. One moment as
Get the fuck out. He told you to get the fuck out. We ain't gonna let this bitch out. Oh, people in that chat, y'all really thought they were gonna give you an answer right now?
Victim services. This way is all victims join from central office.
So your thing not working. Uh-oh.
Good afternoon.
Sit down. Y'all ain't got enough chairs down there.
Come on in. Thank you.
They only got 3 chairs. South Carolina, y'all down bad. Y'all got 3 chairs.
Move just a little further around so we can get everyone in. Thank you so much.
Lord.
Thank you. Good afternoon. You all are here for the parole consideration case of Susan Smith. Is that correct?
Yes.
We are so very, very sorry for the circumstances that brought you all to be a part of this hearing today. But we cannot tell you how much we appreciate you joining us and being here with us today. Thank you so much. Before we begin, I do need each of you to please state your name for the record and your interest in this case. Sir, can we begin with you, please?
Stand up.
You don't have to stand up. You do whatever's comfortable for you.
I'm David Smith. I'm the father of Michael Nally.
It's about to get live.
And Tiffany Smith. I am David Smith's wife.
Rebecca Smith French. I'm the aunt of Michael Maddox.
Oh, he brought the new wife? Get some.
David's daughter, Michael Alex's sister.
Austin Hughes. I'm a friend of the victim family. I'm Tommy.
Wait, that was their sister?
In the original trial.
Hold on.
I'm Kevin Brackett. I'm the Austin.
I'm Savannah Smith, and I am David's daughter, Michael Alex's sister.
Wow.
Austin. I'm a friend of the victim family.
Sheriff's office if you can.
Michael Cogdill, documentarian.
This one, and
I get that she is remorseful, but you keep that bitch under wrap and key. Don't you let her out. Don't you turn her loose.
We do have the facts of the offense, and we've heard from Ms. Smith. Now we want to hear from you all, whether you were for or against parole. And if
This about to be
anyone would like
gangster.
make a statement, you are certainly welcome to do so. Mr. Smith, would you like to begin, or would you like to conclude at the end? It's completely up to you.
Conclude at the end.
Ooh, he about to get after it.
I'll speak first, please, ma'am.
Wait a minute. He said, I want to end it. He finna get in her boy pause.
And this was a death penalty case. And the reason it was a death penalty case, you know, the solicitor has that discretion, but the reason it was a death penalty case, you know the facts and circumstances, and I just felt strongly that had the black man with the toboggan committed the crime, people would expect the death penalty. If David Smith had
What the hell?
people would expected the death penalty.
Why are black people in this?
Training that Susan Smith showed that she be treated the same. We knew it was
Why did he start out with black people? Jesus.
But I think it's important to note the jury at the time.
This is white on white crime.
What did life mean? And you may be aware, but in that time, life did not mean life. Life became life in 96. We tried the case in 95. So the jury was asked, and the judge was required to instruct the jury that you take life and death in its plain and usual meaning. Carrying that forward, the jury
her ex-husband was the one that was sitting that first
one of
said.
the jurors, or more of the jurors, after the fact, and speaking to the media, said that they believed the life sentence was.
Why are y'all bringing black people into
because
this?
they believed that Susan should have to reflect on what she did to Michael and Alex, that she should have to spend the rest of her life thinking about what she'd done. The two fallacies in that logic that the jury could not have known are, number one, obviously we're here today, so life did not mean life. Number two, and you have it before you, Susan's conduct from the day she rolled the kids in the lake. The defense claimed a botched suicide, but she was able to save herself. She was able to blame a black guy. She wasn't wet. She wasn't injured when she runs to the house and concocts his story. Susan has always focused on Susan. I will believe to the end of my time, that Susan made a horrible, horrible choice to choose a man over her family. Her wedding gown was in the car. Her wedding album was in the car. She thought in a nice package she could roll that away. If she could have put David in the car, he would have been there too. In a nice package, she could roll that away.
But the white man still didn't want her.
This other man. And she led everyone on, including David, for 9 horrible days. And so, as you look at her conduct in prison, whether it was a relationship with guards, the social media, the attention, the conduct recently with the publisher, Susan, you know, she's got people outside, I'm sure you've heard from them, that want to take care of her. Susan has always focused on what's best for Susan. And so the evidence that you have before you, I think, tells clearly that she has not focused on Michael and Alex. She only has.
If I get out, I'm taking your life first, sir. That's what Susan's saying right now.
Justice and the justice for this case. It's not about her behavior or what she would do when getting out, but I know one of your criteria is the nature of the crime and whether the punishment is there. And I would submit for the crime she committed, the action she committed, that punishment has not been achieved yet. And so I would ask you to deny parole. Now, thank you for your time.
Yo, he went off.
Would anyone else like to speak?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Who is this dude?
Chairman, Chair, lady, and members of the board, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak here today. I was on the prosecution team that handled the prosecution along with Solicitor Pope and Speaker Pope now, who you just heard from. I wanted to bring to you a couple of
vignettes from the case to help bring this alive for you. In the course of preparing for today, I've gone back over the case. I've reviewed the file. I've pulled some of the evidence out, which is in a closet just off my office. Evidence like the note that was written to Susan Smith by her boyfriend, the man she was cheating on her husband with, who told her in the note that he could not be with her anymore because he didn't want children, and that they had no long-term future because he didn't want children. And then 1 week later, she's rolling her car down the ramp at John D. Long Lake with her 2 children strapped into the back. She betrayed her husband when she cheated on him, and she betrayed her children against the laws of nature when she should have been sworn to protect those children. She betrayed them when she left them in the seat and rolled that car down, and she was not trying to commit suicide. She was trying to change her life. She wanted to kill her old life and start anew. She was wearing a sweatshirt that the man who she was cheating with had given to her when she was on TV 2 hours later after claiming that a black man in a toboggan had carjacked her and spirited her 2 children away. How many black men in red Mazdas got pulled over across the country because they were looking for those 2 kids and they were looking for this fictitious man that didn't exist, purely a figment of her imagination? I was on the banks of John D. Long Lake, standing there with about 40 or 45 people, 50 people, as the tow truck from Greer's Wrecker launched its line into the water where divers hooked it up to the car and pulled it out. Total silence as that car emerged from the dark water. Everybody sitting there hoping and praying that maybe it was a different car. Maybe it was a wrong car. Maybe the kids weren't in there. Not a word was said. It was one of the most haunting memories of my life, and it will live with me forever. And that's the last point I want to make. You're going to hear from this man, and he's going to tell you what this did to him. I can't begin to describe it. I sat in court and listened to him testify, and it was heart-wrenching as he described that his hopes and dreams for the future were destroyed that night when she killed their 2 children. This didn't just traumatize
94 was a wild year, boy.
You
Y'all had that California quake. You had OJ.
The entire country.
You had this.
Was in the grips of her lie and repression. The entire country. This was a global sensation. People were fixated on this. They're not the only victims. And on behalf of the community that I represent now, I don't believe she should ever be released from jail until the last person alive who remembers Michael and Alex is dead. And that will not be in her lifetime. She should never be released. She should not.
Somebody in that chat in ABC said she did her dead. I say she should be released.
And every 2 years.
They finna get trolled.
Does anyone else wish to speak? You're welcome to stay seated if you're more comfortable, whatever's best for you. Okay, thank you.
I want to read what I wrote, okay, to you, if you don't mind. When Susan murdered Michael and Alex, she altered the course of my life and my family's life forever.
Seriously?
I had grown up with 3 older brothers. Susan was like the sister I never had. I was a teenage mom of just 16, so I looked up to her. And
Teenage mom of 16.
I thought she was the best mother to the boys, and I strived to be just like her. I would even leave my own daughter with her while I attended night school. Susan betrayed us and took the lives of those boys and then lied about it for days. When she did this, she destroyed a trust in me that I've never regained. And as a result, I do not develop close relationships with others easily, in particular females. Anxiety and depression have plagued my life for years. I push it away during spring and summer as best possible, but it always creeps back up around Alex's birthday when it rolls around in August, because I know Michael's won't be far behind in October. And then the anniversary of their death on the 25th. Because in my mind, it always refer to this period of time as the sad months. throughout my career, the majority of any time missed at work is around Michael and Alex's birthdays and the anniversary of their death. I stay in bed and sleep to deal with the depression. It's just easier this way, or at least it seems to be. Something as simple as taking up a new hobby turned into a nightmare for me last year. My boyfriend and I decided to take scuba diving lessons. I geared up with all the equipment, face mask on, oxygen tank on my back, stepped off the side of the pool into 15 feet of water and immediately sank to the bottom from all the weight I was carrying. Normally you'd remember to breathe and begin to ascend as I had studied for all the weeks leading up to that point, but nothing prepared me for dropping into a body of water and the feeling of being weighted down, unable to breathe, and seeing Michael and Alex's face. I immediately panicked, ripping off my face mask, sucking in water, and not being able to come to the surface from all the weight I was carrying. I was drowning, and I knew in that moment that was the closest I'd ever come to knowing what my nephews had endured and how horrific and scared their last moments had to have been. Something as simple as taking up a new hobby was yet one more thing Susan was taken from me. In over 25 years, I have found myself finding comfort going to the cemetery where the boys are buried, beside our older brother. I go there often and I will tidy up their graves, where people have left trinkets or gifts, and I talk to them. I go there when I'm happy. I go there when I'm upset. Rainy days, sunny days, cold days and hot days, it doesn't matter. It brings me peace just being there. But as a result, I'm not able to bring myself to move away from Union County because now I don't want to leave them. We have missed Michael and Alex's kindergarten graduations, numerous birthdays, birthday parties, summer vacations, Easters, along with annual Easter egg hunts at Meemaw's, Thanksgivings, Christmases, football, soccer, baseball games, proms, high school graduations, possible marriages, and births of their own children. We don't know, because they never had a chance. They never had a chance to live a life of their own. Susan took that from them. She took that from us all. And now she wants a chance to be free after only serving 30 years. No. Life should mean life. I'm respectfully asking you to please deny her request for parole. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I apologize if I get a little bit emotional. I drove down from Detroit on Monday night, which was Halloween before of that week, and a young man, middle-aged man then, I'm an old man now, but the boys never got to. As Becky said, they missed a lot. They missed their life. Today they would be in their 30s. David would probably be a granddad. The boys were still here. I took my sister out to the lake yesterday, and it's a beautiful drive out there. I was just thinking, all that time she had time to change her mind, to stop and turn around and not go through with it, but she did. And then the boys were gone. A year later, I came back down for the trial. Tommy Polk did a good job that proved that she was guilty. During the sentencing trial, they came back and recommended life. Tommy had argued for the death penalty. The family was for death penalty. They come back and recommended life. But we said, well, we'll live with it. You know, she'll have to live with it every day for the rest of her life. So we were satisfied with life, but we do not want a parole. We were against any parole for her. And then two other items going back 30 years. The Friday morning after apologize. But the Friday morning after David, his dad, my brother's wife, and I, the four of us, were sitting at Holcomb Funeral Home in Union and discussing the funeral arrangements. David asked to see the boys, and Mr. Holcomb had a funny look on his face, and he said, "Mr. Smith, could I see you?" So we went out, and he said, "You know, your nephew can't see the boys." And he told me why. He said, "You know, the boys were in the water for 9 days." So I went back and told David, I said, "You know, it's better that you don't see the boys." And I think deep down he understood why. The next day, Saturday, three of us, David, his dad, and I went out to the Bougainville United Methodist Church Cemetery and to look where the boys are going to be buried. And David's brother, Danny, who had died 3 years earlier, was buried there. David wanted his boys buried next to his brother, their uncle. But the way the cemetery was laid out, there was no room for the boys to be put next to Danny. So I found the cemetery custodian and asked him if it were possible to move Danny. And he said, "Well, yes, if that's what the family wants, we can move Danny." So I went back and saw my brother. Said, "You know, David wants the boys to be next to their uncle. Would you have
Brooke and Queen, you put them through this again because the family is going to be the most affected by her being released."
And he said, "No. So if you go out to the cemetery, you'll find that Danny and the boys are side by side."
Does anyone else wish to speak?
Yes, I'll go, please. So as David's wife, I have stood by him for the last 30 years and watched his pain, his suffering, his dark days that you cannot imagine. It's been hard as a loving wife to stand back and watch him suffer the pain that he has gone through. To not want to get out of bed some days. To not be able to get out of bed. Because the pain was so much for him. And for 30 years we had thought this day would never come. But yet here we are. I don't feel that it's time for her to be let out because she took 2 lives. She didn't just take 1. She took 2 precious little boys that we haven't been able to watch grow up. And as Becky stated earlier, all the things that we've missed out on because of them not being here, all the things they missed out on growing up and doing. And for her to be in prison for the last 30 years, you would think that she would have thought about what she's done. She would have said, "I'm sorry." But she hasn't said, "I'm sorry." She hasn't even called him. Hasn't even told him she was sorry. Much less the world. For 9 days, all I can think about is how much she lied and manipulated everybody. The whole world. I watched it and believed her myself. I wanted her to be telling the truth. But to be betrayed by her lies, and that just makes me feel like if she could do that then, whatever she's told you today, I'm sure were probably lies as well. Because she has shown in her last 30 years what she does in prison. She's all about herself. It's all about what she can do to make her life better. And Michael and Alice didn't get a chance at life. They were forced the death penalty. She took that from them. The lives of this family has been forever changed. It caused us to be a little overprotective of our now daughter. More than we probably should have been. Because we were afraid something might happen to her. It's changed the way we look at life. It's changed the way that we look at everybody. Who can I trust? For a long time, I didn't trust a lot of people. I had to be careful, around certain people. I didn't know if I could trust them or not. All because of her lies. So to help give this family some peace, it would be best if Susan stayed behind bars and stay in prison for the rest of her life. I respectfully ask you to keep her in. Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to speak for Mr. Smith? Sheriff, anyone?
Let the dad go off. The sister want to say something. Get some.
Most of what I have to say.
Hold on 1 second. I'm finna change this. I'm gonna Griff.
I would just like to focus on, since I came after the fact, what I had stolen from me was 2 older brothers, the good and the bad of having older siblings. And I now try to use my life as a way to live for them.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up, I didn't quite understand it my whole life, but when I finally did, I felt like I had witnessed it, like I was there. The pain that not only was caused to me, and like a domino effect, but what I have seen firsthand with my father, my aunt, and our whole hometown. We can no longer say that we're from Union County without Susan's actions being brought up.
Talk.
And just for the sake of all of us and our whole community, I ask that you deny her request.
Oh, he about to go. He about to drop bars.
Madam Chairman, members of the committee.
Hold on.
It's been a tough 30 years. I'm not here to speak about what she's done in prison. You all have the records, accounts of all that.
Fact.
I'm just here to advocate on Michael and Alex's behalf and as their father.
He will.
God gives us free choice. And she made free choice that night.
He about to drop some balls on her real fast.
It wasn't a tragic mistake. It wasn't something that she didn't mean to do. She purposely meant to end their life. I never have felt any remorse from her for it. She's never expressed any to me. I've never seen it on paper. No, she changed my life for the rest of my life that night. Some for the better, some for the worse. But what she did, not only to Michael and Alex, she came pretty close to causing me to end my life because of the grief that she brought upon me. But thankfully she didn't. I understand back in 95 that through the state's law, life in prison meant 30 years to life. And now that's different, but at that time, that's what counts. I understand that.
He about to tell you she want her to die. He want to say...
Ultimately, to me...
Say it. You want her to...
Only 15 years per child.
Facts.
Her own children. It's just not enough.
Why is somebody in there write Trump? Y'all retarded.
So I'm asking that you please deny her parole today. And hopefully in the future, but specifically today. Not let her out.
He said, don't let her out.
I miss them very much. And I love them very much. And I will be here every 2 years going forward to ensure that your death doesn't go in vain. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Smith.
Who's that Asian-looking woman in the back?
Very, very sorry this board is to all of you for all the pain that this crime caused you. But we sincerely appreciate you all being here with us today. Thank you very much. And thank you for the reminder with the picture of Alex and Michael. They were beautiful children. So thank you for reminding us of that today. We wish you the very best. And if no one else has anything else that they would like to say, if you all will exit with these ladies over here, we'll have an exit for you shortly. Thank you so much for being here.
They said later. It may seem like it was going to be this afternoon. All right, we might get it. Why y'all bringing up Obama in the chat? Something wrong with these motherfuckers, boy. Somebody went and brought up Obama. What Obama got to do with this? Damn. Damn, they all said he died. Damn.
The vote is unanimous.
Damn.
1 and 6. Thank you.
Institutional record is unfavorable.
Now it's 12:51 p.m. We will pause our recording. Ms. Hunter, if you can advise when the recording has been paused.
Damn.
The recording has been paused.
Cold and
Thank you so
heavy
much.
pose.
Thank you so much. This is
Hey,
Valerie, Senior
baby.
Associate Deputy Director for Parole's Parties
They
and
told
Relief
to
Services.
screw you,
If
baby.
everyone would just give me a moment to give some instructions. As the room clears from the board, I would like for media to pay attention. You are given the next 15 minutes for bathroom break. Please use the restroom. Prepare yourselves for the press conference. We will allow you into the building beginning 15 minutes from now. Once we check you in, we'll start the press conference once everybody is inside. If there are any questions, please address them to the staff and we'll get you an answer as quickly as possible. Again, there was 15 minutes between the time we're ending this and beginning entrance back into the building. Anybody who is in the building who needs to leave and get their cameras or phones are allowed to do so during that 15-minute period and then check back in at the front door. Thank you all so much, and the board will be at recess for lunch.
What the fuck did you just say? Wait, what the fuck did you just say? Wait, you think you know me? You think you know me? What was that one? Hey, y'all. They actually got it right for once. Shout out to white people. Make white people start to wake up. She got a parole hearing because she did her 30 years. She got 30 to life. After 30 years, you could go up for parole. Get some. But there's that. Thank you to Brother Torian for this piece of, I guess you could call it history. All right. Speaking of which, since we're looking at people in court, let's see. Look what Fox News wrote. Look what Fox News wrote. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, Subway madman. Now he's a madman. Oh my God. Uh, Defense shows Daniel Penny saw the humanity in everyone on the F train, not just Jordan Neely. What? Oh my God. It was humane. He had to put him down. Lord have mercy. He said I'm BSing. He said I'm BSing. Of course, it was the New York Compost that wrote it. Look, they had to put out the pictures. Wait a minute. When we put out pictures, y'all say y'all trying to humanize them. How you trying to humanize a criminal? Now y'all do it, it's okay. Oh my God. Man, he better go for a plea deal. There you go. The prosecution rested. Mm. He did not use pressure. Okay. Oh my God. A psychiatrist. He said he saw Tupac and the devil. So I just want y'all to understand they're trying to normalize killing crazy people. Well, if he gets convicted, he's not going to Rikers. He going up top. Yeah, that's his mama. Well, Andrea, good morning or afternoon, as the case may be. They couldn't give her the possibility of parole because that's not how the laws were back then. Mm-mm-mm. Oh man, I swear you're gonna see a whole lot of you're gonna see a whole lot of humility when the Most High comes back. Oh my Lord. But anyway, family, I think we had fun. Replay gang should have a lot of fun. We're in trouble. I'm gonna go clean my fridge. We in trouble. I'm gonna tell you, I still think Daniel Penny gonna get. I would stay on social media if that happened. Nah, you know what? I would laugh, but you can make your own judgments. Nah, they were only gonna give him manslaughter because they claim that he didn't know what he was gonna do what it do, even though he's a trained fucking Marine. But anyway, I'm gonna go clean this fridge. No, he's looking at 10 years right now. I'm gonna go clean this fridge, and yeah, y'all can enjoy the rest of your day. Be productive. Go hump something. Y'all take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos kind of mess up your existence.